Chapter 7. Kingdom Concept Number 4. Understanding the Kingdom Concept of Constitution. After the United States and its allies invaded Iraq and removed Saddam Hussein from power, the next major step was nation building. The top priority was establishing a constitution, a process that took several months and was essential before any other nation-building efforts could proceed. In essence, a constitution serves as the foundation of every country, empire, or kingdom, as it defines how power is organized and exercised. For republics, a constitution reflects the covenant the people make with each other and vote into governance, whereas in a kingdom, it represents the king's covenant with his people, reflecting his will and intent for his citizens. This difference highlights a core distinction. In a democracy, the Constitution starts with "we the people," while in God's kingdom, it is "I, the Lord, say." Every government system has a constitution that outlines how power is managed and establishes the rights and responsibilities of its people. In dictatorships, the Constitution serves the ruler's interests, while in democracies, leaders are held accountable by the people and can be replaced through elections. Here, the people draft the Constitution to shape their nation's governance. In a kingdom, however, the Constitution is entirely crafted by the king and serves as a contract with his citizens, rooted in the king's will alone. The people have no input, as seen in the kingdom of heaven, where God set forth conditions and expectations before creating Adam. Similarly, God's covenant with Abraham was established based solely on God's intentions and promises, with no input from Abraham himself. This sovereign authority reflects that, in a kingdom, the Constitution encapsulates the king's desires for his people, unlike a republic where people shape their destiny through collective decision-making. In God's kingdom, it is the king who defines what will happen to his people, creating a covenant born from his authority and vision. This is why God can make declarations like, "I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. When you call on me, come and pray, I will listen to you. You will seek me and find me when you search with all your heart. I will be found by you." Jeremiah 29:11-14. The kingdom's constitution reflects the king's intentions for his people. Because he is just and generous, his desires are always focused on our highest well-being. God, the King of Heaven, wants to bless us abundantly. Often we tell God our desires, saying, "Here's what I want." Yet God reminds us that in his kingdom, he establishes the agreements, the king's will and testament. The constitution of a kingdom not only represents a contract, but also conveys the king's intentions in a clear written form. It isn't just spoken, it's documented to provide an accessible standard with transparent terms and conditions. In God's kingdom, we have the Bible, which is the king's will in written form, our constitution. The king's words themselves form the laws of the land. They don't just create a contract, but are the contract. From this constitution arise laws that define the terms, conditions, and rights of life within the kingdom, ensuring these aspects are protected and fulfilled. This constitution is the king's expressed will and testament for his people. In this context, a will conveys the desires within one's mind, while a testament documents these desires in a legally binding form. A will, therefore, becomes defensible in court when recorded as a testament, and this is why the Bible stands as the constitution of heaven's kingdom. The Bible, divided into the Old and New Testaments, records God's desires, intentions, and promises for humanity, his image-bearers. A will without documentation cannot be defended in court. Hence, God directed prophets like Moses to write so his will could be proven in the universe's court. The Bible provides assurances that we can turn to, saying, "This is what my king has promised." And God responds, "According to my word, it shall be." Principles of the Kingdom Constitution 1. The king, not the people, is the Constitution's source. While democratic constitutions start with "we the people," God's kingdom begins with "I the Lord." We may amend democratic constitutions, but only God, the author of his kingdom's constitution, can change it, and he won't, for he is unchanging. 2. Benefits and privileges of citizenship. The Constitution outlines the blessings and privileges that come with citizenship in God's kingdom, often conveyed through promises. For instance, Jesus said, "Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find." Matthew 7:7-8. 3. The king's obligation. A king and his word are one. What he speaks becomes binding. Similarly, God's spoken word is unchanging. He commits to fulfill his word as he cannot deny himself. 4. Rights of the citizens. The Constitution also specifies the rights of kingdom citizens. Rights serve as the foundation for laws, which further protect those rights. For example, if God declares, "I will prosper you if you follow my word," he then sets laws that outline the conditions for these promises. 5. Unchangeability by citizens. The Constitution of God's kingdom cannot be altered by its citizens, only by the king. 6. Standards for life. The Constitution provides guidance on values, ethics, and standards for kingdom living, such as the 10 Commandments and teachings of Jesus, including the Beatitudes, Matthew 5:3-10. 7th, statutes of the kingdom. Statutes or unchanging standards are fixed, like a statue that remains unchanged regardless of circumstances. They are reliable principles that define the kingdom's expectations, grounded in God's will. In sum, the Bible is the ultimate document, standing as the Constitution of Heaven's kingdom, embodying the King's will for his people. A statute works in a similar way. It doesn't shift to match the times or adapt to the environment. It stays the same regardless of changes around it. That's why laws are often referred to as statutes. Some believe that the Kingdom of Heaven's Constitution should be modified or reinterpreted to align with contemporary values and norms. But it serves as a steadfast benchmark by which all modern beliefs, behaviors, and ideas are to be evaluated. Without such an unwavering, righteous foundation, society risks collapse, a reality we observe in many ways today. The Constitution embodies the statutes of the kingdom. Jesus once said, "Heaven and earth will pass away before my statutes change. I will move heaven and earth before altering my statutes." Luke 16:17, 21:33. It's presumptuous for us to think we have the right or authority to change or dismiss what the King of Heaven has decreed. While those who aren't part of the kingdom might try to alter these statutes at will, true kingdom citizens recognize the unchanging nature of their constitution, as it declares, "The word of the Lord stands forever." 1 Peter 1:25a. Key principles. 1. Every kingdom has a constitution. 2. A kingdom's constitution records the king's will, purposes, and intentions. 3. The Constitution serves as a royal contract between the king and his citizens. The 4th, it expresses the king's desires for his citizens. 5. The Constitution contains the king's explicit will. 6. The Bible is the king's will in written form, acting as the Constitution for his kingdom. 7. The king's words form the law of the land. 8. The Constitution is the king's will and testament for his citizens. 9. The Bible represents God's documented thoughts about his people, his will, desire, and purpose for humanity made in his image.